Welcome to our first episode.
Number one.
Episode number one. We shut this shit down.
I love that.
Rude ass. So we're gonna start off by saying R.I.P. to Patrick Day. This is our show here. Want to pay our respects to all fighters, especially to the ones who have fallen. And Patrick Day died in the ring recently.
Absolutely.
From brain injuries. So
that's the three in the last. That's the third in the last couple months, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. But this show's basically driving predictions where before fights. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about
UFC
Boston. Yep. And right now, when we talk about who we think is gonna win, longtime fighter John Lauzon is gonna be fighting.
Joe Lauzon.
John
Lauzon. We're real fans. We're not one of those. John Lauzon don't exist.
But also, we excited to see Yair Rodriguez versus who the fuck is this guy?
Jeremy Stevens.
And we're gonna get to see the main event. Chris Weidman, you know, he's representing New York, so we're gonna be rooting for him against Reyes. New guy up and come up. So we're gonna get straight into it. Who you got?
Well, right now, Joe Lauzon and Jonathan Pierce. To be quite honest, I have no idea who's Jonathan Pierce. So I'm gonna focus my discussion on Joe Lauzon, who is a fight of the night bonus king. Your man has over $1 million worth of bonuses. So you know tonight he's bringing it. Or tomorrow night he's bringing it. And we're going live. We're going to be there live. We're actually going to be there. So it made it perfect to make our first video predicting these fights. So I believe Joe Lauzon's going to bring the action, win or lose. And I don't know about Jonathan Pierce, but I think Joe Lauzon will be bringing that fire that we just know about him and his reputation.
Yeah, one thing for sure, he's very exciting to watch. Very entertaining every time he steps up. You know, you got yourself a good fight, win or lose. But the co-main event is kind of like the main event for me. We was watching the first fight.
Wait, but before we talk about that, we could talk about Greg Hardy as well, because that's after the Joe Lauzon fight.
Greg Hardy is gonna be fighting against a guy that I'm not too familiar with.
Oh shit! You see this right here? Yeah, motherfuckers can't drive. So don't be distracting us from the fucking conversation.
So Greg Hardy is he's a good fighter. Former NFL player.
Former NFL player. He's got the controversy because of the domestic violence, and it's just.
So hopefully he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, we always want to root for the guy who's hitting women to get fucked up.
Yeah.
But he has been beating people up, so let's not underestimate it. He's fighting some guy named Sansoli. So in other words, he's fighting a no-name Uber driver, Bumsky. Nah, he's not fighting a Bumsky. But he's fighting someone we are not familiar with, to be quite honest. But it should be another quick knockout or a good knockout heavyweights. One little dap and they're out.
So I think we both could agree that Greg Hardy should win this fight. But there's a big question mark.
I'm sure the UFC is setting him up to win. They're not setting him up to lose. So I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know.
The UFC don't really set up fights. You're gonna fight the best regardless. So
you never know. Be another surprise.
Yeah.
But
so now we can talk about the co-main event.
The Yair Rodriguez versus who the fuck is this guy?
The rematch.
Who the fuck is this guy?
This is the rematch, dog.
Rematch.
This is the rematch. I feel like the first fight was incredible. I felt like the first fight had all the action that you needed. Obviously, I'm joking. But
first fight ended with an eye poke. Nothing happened.
Yo, bro, but it added value to the card. Think about that.
Yeah,
we didn't even have that fight, so thank you, Jeremy Stevens, for fucking being soft and getting out of the fight. Now I'm only playing. We obviously know he didn't get out of the fight. He legitimately got scratched, and we're fortunate enough to be able to see it tomorrow, so we're not too angry about that. But Who do you got? Go ahead. Who you think is gonna?
I got Rodriguez. I think he's more versatile. But you know, Stevens got the knockout power. He could turn the fight around at any moment. So he's gonna remain dangerous. But I still think that Rodriguez has, you know, the tools to get the job done. He's the better fighter in my opinion, all around, faster, just more talented, skilled fighter. But
I agree.
You can't count
Stevens out.
Who the fuck is this guy? You can't count him out.
I feel like he may have the power advantage, but Yair Rodriguez is definitely the better fighter between the two. I feel like he has more technique. He has different ways to win the fight. Obviously, he beat the Korean Zombie by an uppercut, shoulder shot, some weird shit. So expect some weird, exciting shit. And Jeremy Stevens got a chin. He could take a shot, and hopefully there isn't no other weird shit. No one gets their eye scratched. No one breaks their toe. You know, no one trips on a wire. So all positivity for tomorrow. And we want to see all the fights. Now we could kind of culminate the video, focusing on the main event. Who do you think is going to win? You have Chris Weidman going up and showing that the weight is going to be is going to treat him well, or do you think Dominic Reyes is going to focus on, or you think Dominic Reyes is going to win?
I think I don't know much about Reyes, but
he's 11-0. He's undefeated. He's a natural 205er.
I don't remember seeing him fight.
He's knocked out a few guys. We gotta look at his resume, but he's knocked out Jimmy Rivera.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, he's knocked out a few guys. I just gotta. Oh, Anthony Smith. He's beat Anthony Smith.
That's a good win.
Yeah, Anthony Smith just beat
for
John
the title.
Jones. Yeah.
He just beat John Jones.
No, he just fought John Jones.
In his dreams.
In his dreams.
He broke that sumbitch hand with his face.
But right now the momentum's all on Reyes. He's undefeated. He's 11-0, right? And Chris Weidman is a good name to put on your resume that could get him to the title, right? He's 12-0, got Chris Weidman on his resume, although he's coming up from 185. But the angle from Chris Weidman might be very interesting, because if Chris Weidman can come beat the undefeated young guy who's probably a couple fights away from the title, and Chris Weidman's a former champion, he's already in line for the title. You telling me John Jones versus Chris Weidman wouldn't be awesome? So we could see John Jones kick Chris Weidman in the shin, and then John Jones snaps his leg in half?
Chances of that happening is slim to none.
It happened with Anderson Silva.
I mean,
that's what I'm going for tomorrow. I believe Chris Weidman's going to win via Dominic Reyes breaking his shin on his shin. No, I'm lying, but my prediction, I have Dominic Reyes winning in the third round.
Serious?
Yeah.
I can't go against Weidman.
I don't want to go against Weidman.
He's repping New York.
I'm going for Chris Weidman. He's from New Jersey. AKA New York.
I think it's Long Island.
Yeah. Oh, so he's from New York then. We take that back. He's probably living in Jersey. But I do believe the momentum is going to be one. Chris Weidman's been on a few losses. We don't know. Hey, I do believe it's going to be a bomb burner. It's going to be a great fight. And any last thoughts about it?
Yeah. Last thought is pay attention to the next video, because we're going to set one up for the New York card. We'll be talking about
our brothers are going, but
Diaz.
They're going to drop some footage. We'll drop the footage on the page. We'll make a Twitter page, a Facebook page. We'll start making it more official. And we look forward to the next video, guys. Have a good day.